So you've probably seen those incredible images that AI can whip up from just a few words. It's amazing stuff. But what's the catch? Well, for anyone trying to build a brand, it's getting that AI to create images that consistently look and feel like you. Today, we're going to look at a pitch from a company called Brandisere that thinks it's cracked the code. Okay, let's get into it.
All right, so first up, let's talk about the problem Brandisere is trying to solve. And it's a big one. It's that constant headache every creator, every marketer, every business owner feels. Trying to keep your brand looking consistent when you're putting content out everywhere.
I mean, think about it, right? You've got your social media posts, you've got ads, website graphics, presentations, the list goes on. And if you're not careful, it all starts to look like a random jumble of styles and colors. Before you know it, your brand is having a full-blown identity crisis.
And here's the thing with the tools we have now. You've got platforms that are super fast, but everything can end up looking kind of the same, very template-driven. Then you have the more advanced AI tools, but they all have their own issues. Maybe you don't have enough creative control, or there's no brand memory, or the AI just kind of forgets what you're doing after a few tries. The real problem is that none of them are truly brand aware from the get-go.
Okay, so if the big problem is that all these tools are generic and just not aware of your brand, what's the fix? Well, this is where Brandisere comes in with a totally different way of looking at AI design.
And here's the absolute game changer, the big idea. It's not about typing in a new prompt from scratch every single time you need something. The whole concept is that you build a persistent brand profile. You just upload your logo, your colors, your website once, and the AI's job is to learn it, inside and out. This shifts the whole process from making one-off images to having an ongoing partnership with your AI.
And we're talking way more than just matching a few color codes here. The system actually analyzes your logo, your fonts, and it even scans your website to figure out the whole vibe of your business and your visual style. The whole point is to generate stuff that doesn't just look nice, but looks like it could have only come from you.
All right, so let's pull back the curtain and look at the tech that supposedly makes all this magic happen. They call it the brand memory graph, and it's pretty much the engine driving this whole thing.
I gotta say, I love this brand DNA analogy. The AI basically breaks down your brand into its core building blocks. It's not just capturing the visual stuff, your colors and fonts, but also your business context, like what industry you're in and who you're talking to. It's like the AI is creating this super detailed blueprint of your brand before it even thinks about making an image.
So what does this actually look like for a user? It's pretty straightforward, broken down into 3 steps. First, you build your brand kit. That's where you feed it all your stuff. Then, for your day-to-day needs, you use the on-brand visual generator. And for the really big jobs, there's a brand agent that gets not just your brand, but the specific goals of a whole campaign. So it scales from simple to strategic.
And this right here, this is the key. The word to focus on is dynamic. This isn't some set it and forget it kind of tool. The idea is that it grows and evolves with your brand. So if you launch a new product with a slightly different look, the system learns that, adapts, and keeps everything consistent.
Okay, that all sounds great in theory, but how does this brand memory idea actually stack up against the tools that we're all using right now?
So what this really boils down to are 2 completely different ways of thinking about AI design. You've got the one-off approach on one side, that's your templates and basic prompts. And on the other, you have this idea of a persistent profile that actually learns and remembers who you are.
And this table breaks it all down. You can see a clear pattern here. You've got tools like Canva, super popular, but things can get generic fast. Then you have others that might learn your style but have no real brand memory, so the context is missing. Even something as powerful as ChatGPT can kind of forget what you were talking about after a few prompts. Brandisere is positioning its persistent profile to be the answer to all of these separate problems.
And honestly, this quote says it all. The whole point isn't just to be another tool that helps you make a single cool image. The real mission is to be a system that makes sure every single thing you create works together, keeping your brand's story consistent and strong.
All right, let's zoom out for a second. What's the big picture here? If this tech really delivers on its promise, what could it mean for the future of design and how we manage our brands?
And here it is, the grand vision. They're not just trying to build another app, they want to create an operating system for brand identity. Just think about that, a core platform that holds the very essence of your brand, always learning, always ready to design whatever you need, perfectly on brand every single time. That's a huge shift from AI being a simple helper to being a core guardian of your brand.
And that leaves us with a really big question to think about. As these AI systems get smarter and more persistent, are we looking at a future where AI isn't just a tool, but becomes the ultimate guardian of a brand's identity? It's a pretty wild thought to chew on. What do you think?